Welcome to She Rebel Radio, the podcast for high-performing women leaders who want to unlearn conventional rules, leave prestigious careers, and launch businesses of significance. Each week, She Rebel Radio brings you insights and advice from women entrepreneurs who transformed their prestige prisons into daring entrepreneurial success stories. Now, here is your host, Lulu Nins.
Welcome to episode 60 of She Rebel Radio, Retreat to Advance. Welcome ladies, it is She Rebel Friday. It's an honour to be with you as always for this very exciting episode, Retreat to Advance. And we are going to be diving into what is retreating, why it can have negative connotations around weakness or it being a treat to yourself rather than a part of your essential strategy. We're going to dive into why retreating is a strategy and essential to advancing in your business, in your purpose, in your potential. And thirdly, we're going to look at why retreating needs to be a part of your strategy plan in 2021. It's an absolute must. And I'm going to be inviting you to take a look at the 3 keys to self-actualization retreat, which I am hosting and co-hosting with Gems Yoga here in Cornwall in 2021. Super excited. It's my 5th year hosting retreats. I can't wait to share the incredible content that's going to be coming up for you by way of the 3 keys to self-actualization retreat. So keep an eye out there, and if that retreat has sold out, which is highly possible, then always contact me or look at lulumins.com/retreats for what is coming up next, because I always have a retreat in the pipeline. And retreats has become a huge part of my strategy for my personal strategy since 2016, where I won a retreat to Lanzarote. And then when I was preparing this episode for you, I really reflected that actually, I've gone on a retreat ever since then, every single year. It's become part of my hidden strategy of advancement, of upgrading, of moving forward with my business, with my potential and with my purpose. And I knew back in 2016 that it was going to be an essential part of what it was that I created for my clients. And I have hosted retreats for, it will be 5 years in 2021. I can't quite believe that. So I'm a pro in hosting retreats and creating that space for women. And I've in fact been told previously that I've done that within my home and created retreat spaces for women, because your purpose often unfolds as something that you already do without even realising or thinking that you are doing it. And I've hosted incredible retreats in Morocco, in Goa, 2 in Devon, and really excited to be hosting one in Cornwall, where I am now living and has been a big part of, you know, my holidays and retreats on a personal level, not business retreats, since I was a kid. You know, I've been coming here since I was 13. And I wanted to share with you moving my cats down to Cornwall, which was a whole traumatic experience for them. It was definitely the contraction before the expansion of putting them in their small baskets and, you know, driving almost 6 hours down here for the beautiful space that they've got, this incredible garden, you know, horses in the neighbour's garden, and just a much bigger space than what I've got back in Sussex. But interestingly, I was sharing with my clients for our 3 Keys Accountability Circle, which is a monthly accountability circle that I host online every new moon. So if you want details about that or anything that I do, always contact me at lulu@lulumins.com. But I was sharing with them about how the cats had been hiding in the wardrobe. And I was sharing a different element of why that was important to what we were talking about than what I'm going to share today. So I'm not going to get into that. But the cats were retreating in the wardrobe under a duvet. And they were doing that. And watching them, it was very clear they were retreating to advance. And by that, what I mean is they were buried under this duvet, and every day they were coming out and exploring and then diving straight back in under the duvet. But then they were coming out again and exploring a little bit further. So the second time they were going out and looking in the hallway. And then the third time, going down the stairs. But each time they came back to that little place of retreat where they felt safe and secure. And that was essential for them to advance and explore their new surroundings. And that is interesting for us as human beings, as women, creating and navigating a new path within your business, within your purpose, and within your potential of what we can learn from animals about why retreating is essential to advance. And that, ladies, is what we're going to be diving into today. First of all, I want to look at, though, what retreating actually is and why it might have even some negative connotations for you, either negative in terms of it being a weakness or it being like a treat and maybe, something you don't deserve, that it's not really working and, taking, it doesn't really, you're not really deserving of it. I'm not going to get into the self-worth issues, but you're not really, you can't really take time away from the kids and partner or whatever it might be, or your business, just to, go and chill out with a bunch of women at a retreat. Because I want you to really have a change of perspective on this, and really, as I set the intention for episode 60 of She Rebel Radio for you today, to really see that this is in fact a strategy. It's an essential strategy, and it should be part of your strategy in 2021. So the word retreat in Latin means to move back, to pull back, and it is often used in the dictionary as again, I'm fascinated by language. Those of you that are new to She Rebel Radio, listen back to previous episodes. Those of you that have been listening for some time, I know, go back and listen to episodes again. I really talk about language a lot because most of our language is very much conditions and based on masculine meanings of what these words are. And I run my business and my retreats from a very feminine principled approach. So it's about flipping the script on that and how can we actually look at that differently. So in the dictionary, retreat is often around, the lines of withdrawing from enemy forces. This is one of the definitions I found, as a result of a superior power or defeat. So when we withdraw from enemy forces, it's as a result of superior power or defeat. And just by the words, move back, pull back, withdraw. There are enemy forces. We are being over-dominated by superior power. We've been defeated if we retreat. So we can see the power that language carries as to why we may see retreating as a negative thing, as a weakness, as something we don't necessarily deserve, that we've been defeated by life, by our business, by our families, whatever it might be. And certainly with coronavirus, we were in lockdown, again, a very masculine word. In effect, we were forced to retreat, and we could have had a totally different conversation about that and actually, created a more positive strategy around that. And I know many people did on an individual level, but it wasn't necessarily seen that way. But I'm not going to digress down that road. But really retreating is finding shelter or seclusion, and it's necessary to regroup, create space, share ideas, identify your next steps. It's about finding a private and safe space to do that in, because when we are out on that front line, when we are in the arena of your business, of life in general, of family obligations, whatever it might be for you and all of them, when you're in the thick of it, it's hard to think. It's hard to think straight, it's hard to connect. And often what we can be doing, and we're seeing this in the world massively at the moment, is we can be acting out of fear. Because when you are under threat of some description, sometimes that's metaphorically speaking, you may feel like you are, but you're not. But taking yourself back to that front line and that military interpretation, it's hard for those on the front line to think about what their strategy is when they're just surviving, right? That's so hard to do. And then you start to make fear-based decisions, fight, flight, or freeze, which we can so often do in our businesses. So retreating is an absolute essential part of your strategy. And it's essential that you give yourself space for retreat and don't see it as a treat or something you deserve. It's essential. I have to have this in order to advance and move forward. And don't you love how, animals show us that that's what they do, find their place of safety. Okay, I'm going to go out, I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm feeling like I need to retreat again. And, and I love the fact that the cats were huddled together to regroup, to create that space. Whether they were sharing ideas about how they were going to move forward, I don't know, but they were identifying their next steps. When they were kind of out in the hallway, they're probably like, next time I'm going to go out and look, down the stairs and see what is down there, and then I'm going to run back up and go and hide under the duvet. And it is a central part of your strategy. It's not a weakness. So what I'm going to do is I would really love to share with you about from 5 of my clients, and also the incredible Gems from Gems Yoga, to share with you about what the experience of retreating with us looks like. And really, grab a pen and paper if you feel called to do that, and write down some of the words that come up for you. Some of the words that come up for me is upgrade, moving forward, creating space, sharing ideas, all the things that I've spoken to you about. And then I'm going to return and then tell you a little bit more about the 3 keys to self-actualization retreat that is coming up in March 2021.
Hi, I'm Kat Touchings and I'm a leadership and career coach. What that means is that I work with corporate leaders in senior roles to identify what their unique contribution is to the workplace and really step into that, and to make aligned career moves that are right for them, and also to build high performing teams once they're there. I was at the Space and Significance retreat last year and wanted to share 2 of my biggest outcomes with you. The first is that I need space. And space is a kindness to ourselves. And what really helped me was Lulu, Gemma and the other amazing women on that retreat, holding that space and encouraging me to just pause and notice what was happening for me and my business. And it was in that pausing and noticing that I could see what was and wasn't working for me. And for me, that led to an upgrade, a next level of sorts, where I had better clarity on the type of person that I wanted to serve and the kind of transformation that I wanted to create with them. The second big outcome for me is I think I'm now better able to articulate what I do, why I do it, and why that's transformational, why that creates real change for people. So you heard me introduce myself at the start of the call, and some of the language that I'm using there is different and feels like an upgrade versus how I might have sort of expressed my significance last year. So as you can hear, big advocate and an investment in myself that I'll be making again. Enjoy.
I recently attended a retreat held by Lulu and Gem in Devon, and I can only describe the whole entire experience as incredibly intense. I entered the retreat space feeling unfocused and unmotivated, and I've come home feeling totally recharged and on track to achieve the goals that I need to for my business. The space that they created for us from the offset was one of openness, honesty and confidentiality. And we all felt that we could just share exactly what was going on for us. Lulu has an incredible ability to ask questions which really make you think about what you want and what you don't want. And I learned a lot about myself over the weekend. Jem is just such an incredible yoga teacher. I especially loved her yoga nidra, as I just felt so relaxed afterwards and ready for a really good night's sleep. I couldn't recommend their retreats enough. If you're wanting to learn more about yourself or more about your business, or just really need to get away and kind of reach within and find out what's going on for yourself, then I really couldn't recommend it enough.
Hi, my name's Jo, and I've recently come back from Lulu and Gem's Space and Significance retreat, and I just wanted to let you know what a great experience it is and that I absolutely recommend it. I started my coaching business last year and actually attended the Space and Significance retreat in 2019. And for me, going back this year was even better, because what I got from it was that recognition of growth and how far I've come in the last year through working with both Lulu and Jem independently. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. You get the opportunity to create space in your life and to recognise your own significance. And you come away with both of those, on full power. So I absolutely recommend it for any female business owner and entrepreneur who's looking to create a little space in her life, because we all need it. And this retreat will give you exactly that. And it will allow you and give you the space to work out what your significance is and how you take that forwards. And I'm absolutely buzzing after this last experience and finding on a daily basis the benefits it's bringing to me. So yeah, absolutely recommend it.
Hello, I'm Karen Stenning and I'm the director of Absolute Alchemy, which is an events agency that puts on events that make a difference and try to do good in the world. This summer 2020, I went down to Devon for the Space and Significant retreat that Lulu and Jem organised. It was a really transformational weekend. I didn't know what to expect at the beginning, but I was so surprised, and I walked away with lots of great tasks and insights that I could work on in my business and in my personal life. It was a really beautiful space in a tranquil setting in the countryside, and we had time to do lots of coaching and yoga. It was a time to, as the title of the weekend's called Space and Significance, to have that space to really look at ourselves internally, what we want to do in our business into the future, and set some goals and intentions. For me, it really helped me to think about who I am as a female leader, what I wanted to do in the future, and how I wanted to stand up and be courageous and be an empowered and female leader for the future. I really, really highly recommend taking part in one of their retreats. Lulu and Gemma are truly amazing and gave me, they were great inspirations as well to me, and I really highly recommend going on one of their retreats. Thank you.
Hey, it's Emma Clayton. I am a mindset and confidence coach, and I went along to Lulu and Jem's first Space and Significance retreat in Devon. It was a wonderful location and accommodation was fabulous, really rustic in the middle of nowhere with lots of green space around you for lovely walks when it wasn't raining. Together with my new friends that I made during the retreat, I would say it really does offer that space you need. Some of the ladies there were away from kids, so they had even more so. But for me, it was really good to just have that change of scenery. I work from home all the time, so to have a change of scenery was wonderful. And to hear and be around other women who are going through a similar journey with creating their own businesses, and really stepping into and seeing their significance, sometimes for the first time. So it's really wonderful to witness the breakthroughs and the aha moments in the others. There were some emotional times as well, which was really beautiful to be part of holding that space for those to unfold. For me personally, it was great to get other people's validation and also input and ideas around something I was doing at the time. So it was really good to get lots of different minds on my kind of challenges and ideas, and be able to move that forward off the back of it. And I would say the one lasting effect really is the people that I met and the friends that I made. So I've got some really good friends off the back of being there for that retreat, and they will be lifelong lasting friends now. So I'm really grateful for the space that created for me, and I would definitely recommend that you go along if you are looking for being around like-minded people, getting away from the run-of-the-mill kind of day-to-day grind, and just being inspired with your business.
Attending a retreat is a beautiful gift that you can give yourself, especially at this time when the world seems a bit intense and overwhelming, and there's a lot of distraction and noise around us at the moment. And taking yourself on a retreat is just taking a break from all the responsibilities and external, to come back to yourself, to reconnect with the land, to be in nature, and to fill up yourself so that you can go back out into the world, back into your energy and into your aligned with your purpose and power of why you're here. And it's been an honour to work with Lulu in the way that we're running retreats now. And I'm providing this space of yoga, delivering and sharing yogic tools like the physical yoga practices to strengthen our bodies and minds, and space for meditation and deeply restorative practices to build up our immune systems and restore our nervous systems from all the overwhelm and all the work that we've been doing and giving out. So it's a real pause for yourself and your soul.
As you heard there from Gemma, my co-host hosting the incredible yoga sessions at the 3 Keys to Self-Actualization retreat here in Cornwall on the 13th to the 16th of March 2021. You heard many of my clients, some of which have worked with me one-to-one and some have simply attended the retreat, talk about the Space and Significance retreat, which is a retreat that I host regularly as well. But this retreat is the 3 Keys to Self-Actualization. And self-actualization is finding and executing your higher sense of purpose, potential, and creating those peak and plateau experiences. It's a journey and not a destination, and I'm all about enjoying that journey. But what's really important here is a woman's journey to self-actualization is different, with unique roadblocks, and that is because we have a different history and narrative to work through, and that includes you. And to fulfill that path to self-actualization, you must learn to fully self-securitize, self-authorize, and to self-express, which is a daily practice. And you heard that expression really coming through from the women that have attended my retreats before. And these unique keys of self-securitizing, self-authorizing, and self-expressing have uniquely been designed by me. And that's what we're going to be focused on during this retreat, which is going to be complemented by the especially created yoga sessions with the very highly experienced Gems from Gems Yoga. So the 3 Keys to Self-Actualization retreat is a small and intimate 3-night retreat here in Cornwall, as I said, and it's uniquely designed to help you reach your higher potential and greater purpose. It is uniquely designed for you to retreat to advance. You're going to experience deep coaching, both group and individual, and those complementary yoga sessions to ensure you overcome your internal barriers, create a sense of strength and security and feminine self-worth before stepping into your place of more authentic power. And this, ladies, my She Rebels, is the place where you can start to realise and deepen your full potential and purpose. As I said, the yoga you are going to experience in this coaching as well is going to be absolutely incredible, and really created around self-securitizing, self-authorizing, and self-expressing. And can you imagine a world in which women are fully self-expressed and actualizing their purpose and potential? But as I said, that is a journey and not a destination, and we'd love to be part of that journey with you at the 3 Keys to Self-Actualization retreat in March 2021. So please look at lulumins.com/3 keys retreat. Send me an email at lulu@lulumins.com, where we can have a discussion about the retreat, how it can work for you, what your needs are. And as I said, if that retreat has sold out, I will have alternative options for you either now or at a later date. So always check out lulumins.com/retreat. It's been an incredible episode to share with you why we need to retreat to advance. I hope you've had a change of perspective on that. I hope you join us at the 3 Keys to Self-Actualization retreat. And just as by means of a short update from me, me in terms of She Rebel Radio. We're slowing down the content over the winter and autumn months. I run my business, as I said, very guided by feminine principles. That's a big part of the work that I do with you. And, really that retreating to advance. I practice what I preach. I run in a very cyclical way, and I'm a big believer in less is more. So expect even deeper content, even more curated, purposeful content over the winter and autumn months. And we will be back to weekly episodes in the summer. So I will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you so much for sharing and listening and being part of She Rebel Radio. And I hope to hear from you as to how I can help you retreat to advance.
Thanks for listening to She Rebel Radio, the podcast for high-performing women leaders who want to unlearn conventional rules, leave prestigious careers, and launch businesses of significance. She Rebel Radio is executive produced and hosted by women's advocate and coach Lulu Mins. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe so you never miss another episode. You can find Lulu Mins on Facebook and LinkedIn at Lulu Mins and on Instagram at LuluMins_biz. Until next week, keep rebelling against the rules and designing success your way.